People that own businesses that do financially well tend to scale or score very high on what we call the interestingness scale. On the same side, they look at those folks and they say, well, what is their overall level of happiness? And many of them live interesting lives, but their happiness level is simply not that high. And so the question is, what is happiness? Welcome to the Your Practice Mastered podcast. My name is Richard James, and today we're going to be focusing on happiness versus interestingness. If you're trying to develop a more happy lifestyle as the owner of a law firm, studies have shown that people who tend to be successful and own businesses, this is true. They have a high level of interestingness. They live interesting lives. They travel to interesting places. They take interesting vacations. They drive interesting cars. They run interesting businesses. They have interesting investments. They have an interesting journey on their daily life with the work that they do, whether it's in the legal world or in some other world. Let's look at the other side. Those people that tend to live very regular lives. They go to work from 9 to 5. They come home. They go to bowling leagues. They drink beer on Thursday or Friday night. They watch football. They spend time with the family. They don't own a business. They don't have employees. They don't travel a whole bunch. They maybe go to the shore once a year for a vacation, and they spend an awful lot of time with family, with friends, and they're not chasing financial freedom. Very simple, basic lives, great lives. They tend to have a fairly high level of happiness, but they have a very low level of interestingness. I would say, because I'm so busy chasing interestingness, chasing success or business or whatever, sometimes I sacrifice happiness. There isn't a right or there isn't a wrong. It just is. Now, there are seasons in your life when you should be chasing interestingness, and there are seasons in your life when you should be chasing happiness. And it kind of depends on where you are and what your choices are. Now, I'm speaking to you as the owner of a law firm, so by nature, you're a business owner, which means you're going to likely have employees, vendors, clients, challenges. It means you're probably going to earn over time more money than the average Joe. It means you're probably going to have more investments than the average Joe. It means you're going to have more vacations than the average Joe, and you're going to do more interesting things than the average Joe. It's just typically the path that business owners are on. When you're younger and you don't have a family, that's the time to really leverage in on the interestingness scale. As you have a family, it's nice to lean closer to the happiness scale. And as your family grows and they leave the house and you don't yet have grandkids and you're not yet taking care of your parents, like where my ECIB, my East Coast Italian bride, Maria, and myself are, we tend to be leaning now more towards the interestingness level. I listened to a YouTube video about this interestingness versus happiness concept, and I talked to my wife about this, and then I explained to her this concept. As we talked about this, what we realized is there was more interesting things we wanted to do, and so we decided to start to lay out a plan. We had ChatGPT start laying out a plan for us of what interestingness would look like for us based on the fact that we're still going to work because we like what we do and we want to work remotely, but we want to become somewhat digital nomads. And it laid out this plan. And it really took in consideration the fact that we have a 17-pound French bulldog and that we travel for events for our clients 4 times a year and we need to be there. We put all that into ChatGPT and voila, it gave us a plan for us to be able to walk through the entire year to 18 months living in different places, living more of a digital nomad lifestyle. And we're going to try it and see if we like it. And because we still have the house, if we don't like it, we can always come home, or we need a break, we can come back to our home and then go back. But we are very interested in going through this interestingness phase. Now, when, the day comes that Maria's parents move in here and they need more of our care, we'll move back towards the happiness meter. And so why is this important for you? It's important for you as a law firm owner to recognize where you are. You have to have a semblance of imbalance. And that's required for a while until you learn and develop the skill sets, learn and develop the systems, learn and develop the people that can run those systems so that you can start to grow your firm without your full-time involvement. And you got to figure out how to go from that level 1 level ownership to the level 4 level ownership. And during that journey, if that's what you want, you're going to be low on the happiness scale and higher on the interestingness scale. That's just the reality. So if you don't like that plan and you want to keep it small and keep it all, and you want to be more on the high on the happiness scale and lower on the interestingness scale, that's okay. But you got to make sure you make the decision to not leave the level 1 attorney law firm owner and move into the level 2 attorney law firm owner and start to go what we call law firm ownership hell into the management level, because you're quickly going to leave happiness behind and you're not yet going to be in interestingness yet. It's going to feel like hell. You got to know you want it, and you got to know that you're willing to leave the happiness zone. So look, if you want to learn more about my thought processes around running a law firm and a business in general, I'm happy to share those with you at thelawfirmsecret.com. You can go there now. We'll put the link in the description below. It's important to recognize where you are, where you want to be, and what it is you're going to have to give up in order to get there. Now, there is something to be gained on the other side, but what I will promise you is there's no path to this other side of level 3, level 4 law firm ownership where there could be a high level of interestingness, a high level of freedom, whereby you don't have to go through hell. And part of that hell includes a low level of happiness. I wish there was a different way to achieve it. I've heard of people who have been able to accomplish both in a very balanced way. My suggestion to you is don't assume you're them. You'll be a lot better off if you restate your expectations and just understand going into this, there's going to be some pain. And one of the pains you're going to face is kind of a low level of happiness. It helped me in a clarity of points to understand I'm not going to be miserable necessarily, but I'm also not going to necessarily be happy with my journey. It's just going to be an interesting journey, one I'm happy to be on. Now, if you're not happy to be on that journey, I highly recommend you stay in level 1. Keep it small, keep it all. There's nothing wrong with that. Maximize for your happiness. You'll still make a higher than average income. You'll have a reasonably good business, one that is very profitable, one that won't sell for a whole bunch later on in life, but will provide you with enough income that you'll be able to save and retire comfortably with, and you'll be able to live the happiness lifestyle you want. And if that's what you're looking for, great. Just know you're moving more towards interestingness than you are towards happiness. So look, if you want to learn more about my thought processes around running a law firm and a business in general, I'm happy to share those with you at thelawfirmsecret.com. You can go there now. We'll put the link in the description below. And if you would like to continue on this journey with us, by all means, go there. Join our community. We'll be happy to see you there. Between now and then, let's figure out how to build your firm, whether we're moving towards happiness or moving towards interestingness.